Welcome to the Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions podcast with Brent and Jody Bailey. We are growing our circles of connections and knowledge together with encouraging conversations and positive communications. Today, Brent and Jody welcome
our good friends and family, Pastor Brian and Jeni Stivale of King of Kings, Los Angeles.
And now, Brent and Jody Bailey.
Hey everybody, it's a Friday. Welcome to Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions. It's a great day today. Why? It's Friday. The weekend is ahead of you. You're ready to jump out there and just have a ball this weekend. Get out and do something fun. I want to take a moment right now in front of everybody to wish my lovely bride a happy birthday. Let's head over to the tech booth right now where she and Peyton's pitch hitting
we
today.
Have Peyton today, yes.
And so we are. Today is the 21st.
Yes, it is.
And Sunday is the 23rd, and it's Jody's birthday on Sunday. So we're going to wish her a happy birthday early.
Thank you.
For the world, and then we'll celebrate again tomorrow and Sunday. But happy birthday. See, in our house, we have to share. Me, Preston, and Peyton have 1 week. Now, we make it a big week.
We really do.
Jody gets to celebrate all on her own. She gets spoiled through the whole time. So.
I was talking to somebody last night, and she said, you need to celebrate 3 days before and 3 days after.
3 days after. Well, all right.
Yes.
Right, so one thing that we did do on Monday was our announcer, Brian Stivale's birthday.
Yes.
And we've always joked that you and him are never together on your birthday.
No, we're
but
not.
Today that all
2
changes.
days before.
Not only is he our announcer, but he and his wife, Jeni, pastor King of Kings in Los Angeles. And they are leading a tour to Israel, and they are going to be here to talk about all of that today.
Yes.
But we're going to do something a little unusual today.
Okay.
First of all, let me say to everybody, we're live today, so everything goes.
Yes, everything
goes.
goes.
We mess up, we don't get to edit it out. You're seeing it all on the
That's how
fly
it
today.
is.
So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and bring them on now to be part of the front part of our show. They're kind of our best friends, but they're also our family members. So they are there they are right there, our brother and sister. And hey guys, all right, did you both decide to wear the same glasses on purpose, or is that?
Oh,
I can't hear them.
Sorry,
there they are.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
You can.
Hear now. Can you hear us now?
First of all, welcome to the show. You're the first. You're the first people, guest-wise, to be on this part of the show. So you should feel.
You're trusting us. That's all.
Exactly.
You should feel very blessed and honored.
I gotta say, if there's anyone that can keep up with your Bentegrity, it is us.
Well, I was thinking about this while I was getting ready this morning. I know that I think pretty fast on my feet, but Brian, you're at a whole nother level of on the fly thinking.
Yeah.
I have to really be on my toes. So, anyway.
And if you come to the Bob Increase events, you'll see
you
all
would have
that.
just experienced us last week if you were there. So.
And they like to match too.
Yeah, we're not matching today. What's
no,
up with
you're
that?
not. But you do have a split open color, so.
Can we split it open a little further? It's your birthday. It is your birthday.
We did wear matching tracksuits for the majority.
We did. You did. I started saying we did, but yes.
I don't know why we don't have photos of that, but
I know we didn't think that through.
There's
plenty of people were commenting online about
it. They were.
Anyway,
for the next event that we should definitely go for, like, just full on just costume.
I'm all for it. I'm all. But let's be Superman one day, and let's be Darth Vader another day, and
exactly. Okay or not.
Oscar Mayer Wieners another day. I don't know.
Please.
Hey, happy birthday, sister.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You do share a bit because my husband's a few days before you.
Yes.
Yeah, you're all never together on the day, so
we're not.
It's a big time to do that.
No.
All right, well, let's jump into the
our national days.
National days, yes. Besides Jody's birthday,
right? Well,
which is a big national holiday.
So today is National Wait Staff Day. Now I know
What?
Wait staff.
That's
Oh,
special for
oh.
them. Yeah.
Yes, like servers,
I had to do it.
like your old
Yeah.
jobs. No.
Yeah.
But what that means, though, is go if you go out to eat, if you go anywhere that somebody is serving you, you need to really, I'm just going to say you need to bless them
Take care of
because
them, that's
take
right.
good care of them because they're working hard and you don't know what's going on with them. You don't know what kind of day they're having. Don't make their day worse by not tipping them well, okay?
So
Always.
always bless them, and not just
Always. Yeah. Not just
You
today.
don't know what kind of day they're having. Their performance isn't necessarily the determining factor.
Right.
Don't
So,
wear a baseball cap that says Jesus on it and belittle them
And
and
then tip them
Tip 'em
5%
garbage.
or give them a track. Don't give them a track.
I feel left
That
out for a
hasn't
second. Keep going. Run the
Yes?
show.
Okay.
I'm going to be right back because I do feel left out. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll be right back. You keep going.
okay, I'll take
Oh, he's
you
not
off.
left out.
So it's
Okay.
just me.
Proceed on.
Okay. So anyway, so that's one of them. The next day is strawberries and cream day. Strawberries
That's
and cream.
tomorrow?
Huh?
It's tomorrow.
It's today. It's today.
Oh, the next
May
day.
21st. This is National Day.
So we
Strawberries.
should go to a restaurant and get strawberries and cream.
and then tip heavily on that.
Yes, exactly. Now, the cool thing with the Sherwood diet plan that we're all on is you can have strawberries and cream because you can have strawberries and you can have Greek yogurt. There you go.
That's great.
So strawberries and cream day. So enjoy that.
Strawberries and yogurt.
I found some Greek cream cheese. I'll have to find out if that one.
All right. I'm back. Okay.
Oh, good Lord.
I feel like I'm in the,
I was like, what's he doing?
I had to get something in order to fit in. So
Can we please see?
Oh, I'm sorry I don't have mine on. But anyway,
I got Harry Carey glasses too. So
so then the other
yeah.
things, Harry
No,
Carey, twins, triplets,
it's a hot dog. Anyway.
we always kind of go off topic all
All
this
right.
together.
All
Anyway.
right. So continue. It's
Yogurt
National
Day.
Strawberries and Cream Day.
Yes, we
I
already
interrupted
did
you,
that. And it's also National Endangered Species Day.
Oh yeah. There are 16 critically endangered species
Yes.
across the world right now. This is I know this is, some people say, oh, tree hugger, hippie stuff. Listen, there are some really, really beautiful animals in there. I don't want to be, not be able to see anymore. So.
Name them.
Right. Yeah.
Well, one of them is the Asian elephant. I thought those were plentiful, but they're
Apparently
on
they're not.
critically endangered species.
Why are they endangered?
I guess.
Poaching and tusks and whatnot.
Well, their tusks aren't as big as the African ones, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
1,500.
There,
There's a couple of tiger species on there that are ready to go. The bald eagle is on there. Come on, that's the American bird.
The
It is.
American bald eagle.
It just says bald eagle, so I'm assuming that's generalized.
We
so.
trademarked one of them for sure.
Oh,
Well, it'll never go out of style. Then. It'll always
you
be-
can't see with those, can you?
I can. They're reading glasses. That's what I bought them
you
for.
just got.
so.
Oh, you just got.
I just took them off
those.
just because
Yeah.
Very cool.
now we can take them.
Okay.
I'm inspired by
so
you.
everybody's kind of seeing what we do when we're sitting around talking.
All right. Anything else?
Pizza party day. It's Friday. Pizza party
that
day.
That's a
Pizza
good
party
day.
and strawberries and cream at a restaurant where you're going to tip generously.
Yes.
But if you're on the Sherwood plant, you can just do the
Cauliflower pizza.
cauliflower crust with
Crust,
goat cheese.
yes, with goat cheese.
And then goat cheese.
And goat cheese.
And he's watching right now, saying, "Those four, I'm so proud of." Right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
And
He
you
says
can
it to
have,
us every time.
Like,
Strawberries
Ryan,
and
do whatever you want.
yogurt. Shut your mouth for dessert.
Here's a little something I found that was really kind of exciting. The Taco Bell Naked Chalupa is back after being gone for 2 years.
Really?
You don't ever try that? A lot of people don't like Taco Bell, but
Naked chalupa.
the Naked Chalupa.
Okay, tell us, because I like
that's-
chalupas.
Well, I mean, that's
Is it like the black taco?
No, it is
No.
not like the black taco. Folks, if you don't know what we're talking about, it was a whole big discussion during the increase event of niche marketing that Taco
Thank
Bell
you.
used to have that. Yeah, so
Right.
but the naked chicken chalupa has been gone for 2 years now. If you don't know what that is, this is what their competition with Chick-fil-A is. You think
Explain.
Taco Bell is going to try and
Taco.
compete with Chick-fil-A? But they do, and it's actually, their version of a breaded chicken sandwich.
Oh.
It's really
I was
good.
hoping it was going to be grilled.
How is it naked if it's breaded?
It's
that's
just
a great
without the-
question.
Cheese and
Okay, I know why. Because it's the taco shell that's made out of chicken. That's what it is.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's what it
They've
is.
done that. Yes.
Yeah.
The taco shell.
Pizza crust made out of chicken too.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway,
It just sounds
it's gross,
weird,
but
but-
it sounds
Did you
it's
know-
delicious. It sounds gross,
Yeah.
but it's delicious.
Yeah.
I'm so confused. Did you know that the hashtag sign used to be the pound sign on the telephone machine? You need to push the button.
Oh,
It's
you
not
guys-
me wearing other things.
we need to have this happening more often. Right
We
there.
do.
We need you guys to make appearances like this more often.
Yeah.
Jenny, you are officially the Alec Baldwin of our show. Do you know what that means?
Oh, do
you
I
like
get a
a
gold
five-time?
jacket?
Is she a five-timer?
Did she get a
She's
gold
been
jacket?
on more than 5 times. She has the most appearances on the show.
I get a gold jacket. I
I
expect
think so,
gold
and a
jacket.
key to the the special
Oh.
locker room or whatever.
Okay.
You were just on. You were just on a
Somebody
few weeks
has
ago.
one.
So
Somebody does have a gold jacket.
Your Mother's Day one.
Going to your mother's closet.
yeah.
No, I thought didn't you have a gold jacket for when we went to Vegas a couple years ago?
Oh yeah, I do have a gold jacket, and Brian has a gold jacket. Yeah,
Yeah, so
it's a different kind
there
of
you
gold
go.
jacket, but
It is lemon.
Jenny has the record for the most appearances on the show.
Wear the gold jacket.
She's our Alec Baldwin. It's like when we need a guest, call Jenny.
Exactly.
She's in a glass box on the side that we just break the glass.
Okay, our
Break away,
guest
please.
canceled us on us today. Can you
Yeah,
be on the
yeah.
show?
Can you fill in? Oh, sure. I got nothing else on my plate.
You were on the first show, and as of right now, the last show. So,
Yeah.
wow. You're Bill Murray for Letterman. Anyway. all
Anyway.
right. Enough.
Yeah,
Enough.
that's all I have. Yeah.
Listen, guys, we have a great show planned for you today because we have 2 incredible guests that are going to talk about some incredible things about a trip to Israel. So hang tight. That's what's going on
Around.
around the,
Do you wanna
around the
tell-
country. And, yes, thank you for reminding me. We have a pinch hitter for the joke
We
today.
do.
And sitting right over there is the little brother of Preston. And so we are going to, let's see if I can pull up the music for it here.
Oh, right.
There it
yeah.
is. It's time for
Peyton
tells a joke. Not to Preston today. It's Peyton tells a joke. Peyton, the younger brother of our normal co-host, who's out with his friends at Universal Studios today for a birthday party for somebody else.
Yeah, for one of his friends, yeah.
So Peyton has been working tirelessly because he would take over this if we'd let him, and he would
Yes,
tell a
he
joke
would.
every day. And so, all right, are you ready, sir? All right, Peyton, tell us a joke.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Thank.
Thank who?
You're welcome.
No!
Oh!
Bang, bang! Nice one. Nice job, Peyton. Good job.
Good job, babe.
All right, that's what's going on around the country and in the joke world. Now let's jump in with Brian and Jenny and expand your search.
Mommy,
All right, you've already met them. They were here this morning just a second ago. It's morning for them, afternoon for us. But I'm so glad to have them back on because right now Israel is in the news a lot. It's just been for a week and a half now. We have seen and heard a lot about what's going on over there. And for what we're going to talk about today, some people would think, are you crazy? In fact, almost every person that I've mentioned about what we're going to talk about today has just been like, really? You're seriously considering it? But we're going to talk about an exciting trip that Brian and Jenny have put together. Jody and I have actually done this trip with them. So come on back on the screen, guys. This is my brother and sister-in-law, Brian and Jenny. They pastor King of Kings, Los Angeles, the first ever United States plant for King of Kings, Jerusalem, which is the largest church in Israel, without a doubt the most impactful church in Israel. And they're going to be leading a trip coming up in November. We want to get the word out. We want people to sign up and go. Before we get to the trip, though, y'all, let's talk a little bit about, I know we had Michael Mastretta on Wednesday. We had the special thing with Chad on Tuesday night. Chad Holland, who's the lead pastor. But I want to talk just kind of briefly, really talk about they've reached a ceasefire. Let's talk a little bit about what's been happening over the last little bit over there. You want to just jump in and fill us in, or?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, first off, several thousand years ago, two very impatient old people. I'm sorry.
No, that's true. That was about 5,000 years ago, right?
It was 5,000 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. So, no, the reality of the situation is this is very much, and I think anybody who's a Sabra, anybody who grows up in the land, anybody who lives there for any extended period of time can back me up on this. It's almost a seasonal thing. Yeah. Partially on the political scope because Hamas as a political organization, and they are that.
Yeah.
However much they are a terrorist organization, they're still a political faction. And political factions like to raise money. They're not self-sustaining. They're not some sort of green energy, peace-loving existence. They're really quite evil. In fact, the leadership of Hamas takes 90% of the fundraising that's meant to better the lives of Gazans and those in the West Bank, and builds hotels in Jordan, and builds personal residences, and all their leadership,
or buys and builds rockets,
or pays for more rockets to harm Israeli civilians, which is we've discussed, and I'm sure Michael's discussed. They're both Arab and Jew and Gentile alike. It's not that they're just attacking the Jews, which is Hamas's mandate on their mission statement. So what we're dealing with here is an organization that works like this seasonally.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even go so far as to label this an intifada, because this is just seasonal rocket bomb, and bombing.
Yeah. In
order to raise season where they're raising money right now, whether anybody knows it or not. There's not a GoFundMe page for them, but they are raising tons of money because there are radicals and insane lunatics in the terrorist world that are going, "Hey, good job! Hey, oh, you killed a couple people. It's a bonus." And I know that sounds maybe a little flib, or a little bit flib's a new word. I'll just use that. But I don't mean to be flippant about it. I think the important thing to recognize is that this isn't anything new. And in so much as it's not anything new, I recognize that ceasefires come and go. There may be 2 or 3 more that we have to sit through in order for this to actually get done. But here at the end of the day, this is going to pass. This is going to pass, and the security of Israel is supreme. It's second to none. That's the problem, actually, in the world's view. The optics paint a picture of this incredibly fearsome military power, which Israel absolutely is, with the best strategy, the best intel, and the best defense in the entire world, defending itself against an entity that, if were to be offshore of the United States and fire but one rocket, we would obliterate from the face of the earth.
That's right.
I think it's interesting that the optics paint a picture of David and Goliath, but David is this like Rambo figure who's on steroids, with rocks from his eyes and shoots laser from his fingertips. It's not the reality is that they're just better at defending themselves.
Yeah.
So,
well, and you can't discount the fact that we have talked a lot this week about the fact that when we're to pray for Jerusalem, that encompasses Jews, Gentiles, Muslims, Arabs. God loves his people, and he loves all people. He truly does. But there is no doubt in my mind when you look at things like 1948, when the first Palestinian war was actually a war of the region of Palestine. It wasn't Palestine, it was Israel. It was all these major nations coming in going, oh, Britain's gone, England's out, we're going to take over. So you've got Egypt, and you've got Jordan, and you've got these other leaders, and Israel holds their own. And then in 1967, the shortest war ever, the 6-day war, Israel, this little nation that had nothing. They had no military training and background and capabilities. They didn't have the billions that actually, believe it or not, this is not propaganda. Look it up. Palestinian Authority has billions and billions of dollars. Billions are given to them. Even by Israel. Israel gives Gaza billions of dollars for care and all that. And that's, Brian already covered the way it's used. It really is used for these things, for rockets, but also there's a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar hotel in Jordan that they own. I mean, if you go and you see some of the homes in Palestine, these are not poor people. They're 5-story, 6 mansion after mansion after mansion. This isn't made up stuff. You've seen them. We point them out to people
Yeah.
when we drive through Palestine. Like, just so you know, these homes here, these are the homes of the Palestinians that are so poor and have nothing.
Yeah.
So it's an optic situation. But the reason I brought this up is to say, when you look at things like the 6-Day War, when you look at 1948, there is no doubt in my mind that God has stood on the side of Israel. And you can say God doesn't take sides, but I'm sorry. How else can a little nation that wasn't a nation, people that weren't a people, that didn't have capability, stand up to the biggest nations in the region and go, no, thank you. We're going to take what the world, what the UN gave us. We didn't just go take this thing by force.
That's
the
right.
UN gave Israel, the nation. We are going to just hold on to what is ours. They never stole anything. They just took what was theirs. And God was truly on their side. So someone asked me the other day, well, what's the scriptural reference of standing by the side of Israel? And you could kind of argue whether there is that or isn't that. But I said, listen, all you have to do is look at recent history to see that God has protected it and God has been standing by them. And so I want to join with what God is backing. I want to be backing what he's backing. Right. And, when one side, their book is saying, kill your neighbor that doesn't agree with you. And the other side is saying, love your neighbor, whether or not they agree with you. That is the side we need to be standing on. Yeah. And so that leads us to say that regardless, throughout this whole situation, we are still, no matter what, when it comes to taking sides, we can't take sides in the sense of people. We can't put politics over people. People do matter, and we do need to care about the people of the region.
Well, and that's what I wanted to just reiterate that most people, and on the live chat with Chad the other night, there were several folks even from our own congregation here that were asking, Hamas is not the government there,
right?
And they're literally holding those that live in Gaza somewhat hostage as human shields and things like that. And so when people see that a school got bombed or whatever, people think the Israelis just woke up that day and said, I'm going to go kill a bunch of kids, when actually they're telling everybody, get out, get away, and the Hamas people are holding those poor folks there and using them so that they can control the narrative later.
Yeah, Israel drops leaflets and they send text messages and phone calls to every Gaza citizen before they send it off.
An adversary that would ever give warning to an enemy to get out of the places that they want to destroy for the purposes that they exist. It's a mind blower, but time and time again, you'll only get that in the media, and it's really unfortunate because it's not the truth. Not but 2 years ago, it must be going on 2 years now, Gazans were rioting in the streets against Hamas.
Yes.
In Gaza on their own because of poor leadership, because they recognize that they have horrible infrastructure, they have terrible protections, they do not have their best interests at heart. And what we get in the press is this weird, strange, processed, liberalized worldview of what it is and how to hate Israel because they use the word, how dare they, apartheid, which is absolutely abhorrent.
Or genocide, when people use the term genocide.
Yeah. Genocide, if ever associated with the Jews, it should only be in dealing with the Holocaust.
Yeah.
And honestly, you can't pull that card. So, but at the end of the day, just to bring this back to a really healthy square, Israel, there's a saying in Israel, Am Yisrael Chai. Israel is alive. It doesn't blot out. It's the only nation on earth that has God's promise, that has the apple of his eye. He promised to return there. It's not. I joke with people. I'm like, he's not coming back to New Jersey, guys. He's back to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. He's coming back to Jerusalem. It's a new Jerusalem, but it is still Israel. It is his holy land, and it's there for a reason. That's why it's such a contended for piece of land. The Muslims really don't care about Jerusalem on the grand scheme of things. It's the Mecca, Medina, and then Jerusalem. Jerusalem's kind of an afterthought.
Jerusalem's the third.
Jerusalem's like Legoland.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I really think that there's something to be said that there's a reason that they're holding it up. They're holding it off from the believers because it's important to God.
So Jerusalem is like SeaWorld to the Muslims, is what you're saying. Is
I wouldn't agree
Disney
with
World, then Universal, then SeaWorld. So there's wow, that's a great,
sorry, Disney family. We favor the Disney.
Great reference. All right. So okay. So a lot of folks are obviously making sure that they know what's going on over there. Some people are like, why is this so important? And it's because of what you said. When the Lord does return, that's where he's coming. He's not coming to New York and L.A., definitely not coming to America first. He's coming there. And the knowledge of what we know as a Christian nation all is birthed right there. And so that's why it's just so important. And that's why we are leading a trip over there, and we're going to take this trip with you. And we got pictures scrolling over here in the bottom of the screen where we were there before. Let me just say, as somebody who's been on the trip, it's a fantastic. There's me in the Jordan River right there, and getting baptized and baptizing. It's an incredible place to go, and when you're there, the Bible does come alive. And the things that you read about, there was three things that really spoke to me when I was there. Number one, the Jordan River. That's a very emotional event. To stand in the same waters, you don't know if it's the same place, but the same waters Jesus got baptized by John the Baptist is very impressive. The second thing was the Garden of Gethsemane, when we went in there where the stone is, that he sat or laid down on and prayed, and his sweat turned to blood. I really felt something there. I would tell you that the grave was and it is impressive to be at the empty tomb, but whichever version you think is there's the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and the Garden Tomb, and those are great. But for me, the big one was when we were up there where Elijah threw down with the prophets, and you look out and you see the Valley of Armageddon, but then where that throwdown took place is in such a centralized location, and I remember our guard was saying, well, there's just Jerusalem over there, and that's Nazareth right there, and they were pointing all the places out, and I was like, oh my gosh, this took place in a place where the whole country could see fire falling from heaven, and no wonder everybody turned back and then to see where the fight's going to take place in Armageddon was just I get goosebumps thinking about it.
That is definitely one of cooler. I love two places that I think everybody needs to see in their lifetime. Beit Shean, which is one of the oldest cities in Israel. I'm sorry. The Tel there has got 16 civilizations buried on it. You were there. It's pretty amazing. Yeah. Roman toilets. Can't beat it. There's a giant amphitheater. And then the other is Masada. Masada in the desert near the Dead Sea is such an impressive place because of what it is. It's a mountain literally turned into a fortress and a palace.
Herod's palace. Inner palace.
But what I think is so cool about it is that this thing about Israel that the people get or don't get when they arrive there in the land is that everything's tied together, the land and the people and the history, the Bible history, the land, the people, everything is tied together. So much so that
there's Masada.
That's on top of it. Yeah.
When the IDF does their graduations for their officers, they all hike up the snake trail to the top of Masada.
Fully, with all their gear on.
All their gear, you know this, and that's where they do the graduation ceremony. It's very emotional because that's where that incident happened, where the last of the Maccabees revolted and stood up to the Romans. It's a really powerful place, and everything there. There's provenance. It's real.
Yeah.
I know we only have 4 minutes, so I will say that when we go to Masada, we'll be there right before Hanukkah. And what Brian's talking about, the Maccabees, that story was that's what's tied into Hanukkah.
Nice.
And so we're going to be there basically around the time that happened. And so, we a lot of times we take our tours in the summer because of everything that's gone on with COVID. We haven't done a tour in 3 years. And I do want to say this, that we've been doing tours there for almost 10 years now. And, everybody's got a tour. I remember somebody saying everybody's doing a tour. But listen, Brian and I lived in the country. We lived in the land. We developed some great relationships. Yeah. We know the best hotels. We know the best deals.
The best food.
We know where to eat. Now, a lot of tours, you'll find dinner's included because you get a buffet at the restaurant at the hotel. Yeah. We don't do that, though, because we say we want you to get out of the hotel.
Yeah.
And go down. We'll give you a list of restaurants. We'll go together. I wish we had a picture of Dex. Dex is one of the greatest restaurants.
Yeah, that was so nice.
It's right on the Sea of Galilee. They have the St. Peter's fish that they say the kind of fish that when the fishermen caught, cooked on olive wood, hot coals. It's the most amazing time. If someone's celebrating a birthday, they bring out like these sparklers and fireworks, and it's a great time. But we have these we've had these opportunities in the past, and because of that, a lot of tours. You look this up. A lot of tours are about $3,000 for the land tour.
Hey, Jenny, what are we charging for our land?
Okay, so
That's what I was
going
to say. That's what I was going to say. Let me set it up for you, because there's so many people that I mean, even when you price out some of the tours with some of the bigger ministries, they're $4,000 and $5,000.
For $5,000 a person.
Yes. And so this tour, folks, I'm not kidding. And when we say this, we're not putting you in like, in a block building, sleeping on dirt floors at this price. But this price is unbelievable. So for this tour is 10 days, right? It's
10 days total from you takeoff to landing. Yeah.
All right. And it's how much? Tell them how much it is.
So if you lock in your price like right away, we've got an opportunity. If you can lock in by early June with a $99 deposit, that's all we need to know you're serious. We can extend a price to you of $19.95 a person. I've never once done a tour of this price, and the reason is
less than $2,000 a person.
Yes, and then now airfare is separate. But
right.
Airfare right now out of LA is $615.
Right,
I've seen it, $615.
Yep.
Out of Orlando, it's I think
700 and change.
700.
Yep.
Out of New York, it's $575.
Right.
I've never seen airfare like this.
It's
this is
definitely
round trip.
an increased moment for people who think about the way that you need to buy, when you need to buy at a lesser cost.
But
right
it's because
now,
of the scuttlebutt.
Everything that's going on.
And
it's a COVID blessing.
It is. Because they're just opening up from COVID. Now, I want to make sure that everybody knows, with Israel, they are restrictive because it's an island unto itself.
Yeah.
It's not like they can run off to their neighbors for help. They don't have that type of relationship. So they're very careful about restrictions. So if you are going to go on this tour, you need one of two things to have happened and proof of it. You need to either be vaccinated or you need to have antibodies. And if you have one of the two, you just get tested when you get there.
When you land for antibodies.
Look, we just went to Hawaii. You guys just went to Hawaii with us. You have to go through their rigmarole of testing, but once you're through, it was easy peasy. And I feel like they have the right to do that. It also guarantees for people who are going there that may have a question, hey, listen, everybody that's going there has to do this. So you're safe.
Yeah, and so that's the reality of it opening up. Some people get upset about that. How could they do that? Guys, listen, people have had to take vaccines to go to countries for many, many, many years.
Yeah, how many did you have to take when you went to Africa?
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, so this is nothing new. Get that out of your mind. That's just political jargon that's gotten people upset.
That's right.
Brent's just saying here, he had to take 4 to go to Africa, guys. There's nothing new about having to take a vaccine to go to a country. So just get outside of that, and just make your decision based on whether you think you want to be there. We'd love to have you with us. We have other tours going in the future. If you can't join us on this one, we can put you in the future. But I think this one's super special.
Let's give them the dates. The dates that we're talking about. We actually have 2 dates, depending on which one works out for everybody, right?
We're locking in on November 12th to 22nd. So you'll get back. The reason we're doing that is it gets kind of colder after that. We want to get back before Thanksgiving for everyone, but it also gives you that Thanksgiving week to sort of recoup, because a
lot of folks take that week off anyway, and they don't have to miss a lot more work. So they could take the week before, and then they're usually off during Thanksgiving anyway. So it's a great little getaway right beforehand. I know that's a busy time of year for everybody, but I'm just going to tell you, as somebody that's been on the tour, it is a first class. It's really good. If you'd like to get some more information about it, there it is on the screen. You can go to kkcla.org. You can also contact us here at the podcast at expandingyoursearch.com. You can also direction.church. We can answer a lot of the questions as well. And if you want to go, it's November 12th through the 22nd, 2021. It's $19.95 a person plus airfare. And I promise you won't find it a more affordable trip than that right there. So
the only other way you can find it that is if you're just going with a group that you don't know. They get these big giant buses, pack all kinds of people in them. You go stay in the cheapest hotels, and they do it like that. We don't do that. Now, let me say very quickly, this is starting at $19.95. This is for a 3 to 4 star tour, but a nice 3-star in Jerusalem. Very, very brand new, Gorgeous.
I told my folks at our church, I told them to think like a small Hampton Inn. Like the rooms are just a smaller, but it's that type of quality of a hotel.
It's a really nice hotel.
Yeah.
Balcony, a rooftop lounge that overlooks the whole city while you have breakfast, free breakfast, is included. But if somebody's interested in doing a 4 to 5 star tour, we also have that available for a surcharge. We can put you in a 5-star or 4-star if you're interested.
Yeah, but that's a significant jump in price. So
it is a significant jump in price.
Yeah.
But if you're interested, you can do that.
Absolutely do it. All right, so guys, I hope that you would take advantage of it. I'll let you go. I know you have an appointment you got to get to. So thanks so much for your time today, guys. Love you. Appreciate you. We'll be in touch probably later today like we always are. So have a great rest of your day.
Shalom.
All right. Hey, wait a minute. Where'd my glasses go?
Oh.
Bye, Brian.
Hello.
All right, let's stop for directions. Well, as you can tell, we've got a lot on the horizon for this trip, and I wanted to bring them on today to talk about it because we'd like you to go. If you're part of our viewing audience or part of our church, we'd really like to extend this invitation to you. I have family members that have pastor churches. I have friends that pastor all over the country. We want to offer this trip to you because of what it did for us. Now, I know that when we did this trip before, there was some, tension in the air about that time when President Trump was in office of some things going on there, and people backed out of fear. And when we got there, all that months in advance, nothing came of it. And I want to say to you, don't let this opportunity be robbed from you because of fear. Now, it's one thing if you got things going on and you got financial obligations and you say I can't get the money together that fast. That's different. That's not what we're talking about. But I'm saying if you've been cooped up for the last year and a half from COVID and you're looking for something to do, this is a great trip, and it's going to build something into your life. It's going to be something that speaks to you. It's going to be something that really brings the stories of the Bible to life, to see that these things really happened. And you can have an image of where this is at when you're reading about it in the Word. It just brings, and it's such a boost to your faith. And I want to invite you to come and go with us November of this year. Get your $100 deposit in by June the 15th, and we can reserve your spot, and you can just you make your payments all the way up until we leave. We've checked out of Orlando and Tampa, and we can fly out of here with a one-stop trip for somewhere around $750. If wherever you are, you can get here. I know if I'm talking to people back home in my hometown, you can get here out of Huntington, West Virginia on Allegiant for about $50 and fly out of Orlando with us. We'd love to have you come and do this trip with us. If you'd like more information, please go to Brian and Jenny's website, kkcla.org, or expandingyoursearch.com, or message us on any of the Facebook and Instagram and let us know, because we would love to have you with us in Israel this fall. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Tune in with me on Monday as I've got Mike Kai with us. He's got an incredible ministry out of the island of Hawaii, and he is doing some incredible things in the marketplace, in ministry, in the ministry of excellence. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be great on Monday. Big thanks again to Brian and Jenny for their time today. Thanks again to Jody and Peyton for pulling off another great podcast. We love you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. Until then, I hope you found what you were looking for as you took the time today to expand your search and stop for directions. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for joining us today. Connect with us on @ExpandingYourSearch on Facebook and Instagram, and @ExpandingSearch on Twitter. Relive any of our episodes on YouTube. We are available wherever podcasts are found, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can also download the Direction Ministries app on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Take some time today to expand your search and stop for directions.